Nothing, just some references from the past.
You're talking about Jane?
I didn't mean to bring that up. Monique, how long is it going to take you to create this wonderful gown?
Well, ça dépend. I must think, because you know I also have the others in the party.
Yes. Are you done with me for the moment?
Yes, I am. Thank you. And I am leaving. Goodbye.
Bye.
I shall get in touch with the others.
Fine, thank you very much. Au revoir. Merci.
Thank you.
À bientôt.
À bientôt.
Oh, you know how much I hate that. Yes, I know. Standing around being measured. You never could stand around for anything.
Yes, except now I can stand around for Cord.
Amazing what nature can do, how it can change everything. Speaking of change. Am I late? No, the seamstress just left. Hello.
Judith, hello.
Oh, thank you. So do you. Thank you. Listen, I have to make a quick call, so why don't you ring for some tea, Kate?
Kate, I will.
Oh, hello.
So listen, she's going to do you in a few days.
Oh, fine. It'll keep me on a diet. Well, the old mansion still looks good. Where's the notorious Elizabeth?
Oh, she is still at work going strong. Hey, listen, why don't you have dinner with us tonight? You can see my dad and we can...
Oh, I'd love to. I have a date with Max Holden.
Really?
Why do you say that like I shouldn't? He was very funny and charming when he drove me to the Vernon Inn. He's cute. In a non-sophisticated sort of way. Much like your fine.
Don't you dare compare the two of them. Cord has polish. Max needs to be housebroken.
Oh, he said something about owning a ranch in Buenos Aires that he's selling for big money.
That's true, but his background is also a ranch in Texas that went bankrupt. He's a bit of a schemer, Sin.
And you don't like him?
I don't dislike him. He and Cord don't get along. I just think he's always going to be on the edge of trouble.
Oh, I'm only having dinner with him, not marrying him. Believe me, Cindy Lennon will never marry a cowboy. Oh, geez, I can't believe it. That was really stupid. I'm sorry.
I know that you're living in New York and working with a lot of high-powered executives, and I'm sure that everywhere else and everyone else seems like nothing. But I really hope that someday you get over all that and start to see what people really are.
Kate, are we going to have one of our famous fights already?
I'll ring for some tea.
Oh, please.
Yes, I think Maria could certainly be put on trial. However, I'm not too sure that Clint and Vicky would want to press charges, particularly if it meant Joy would have to take the witness stand. But, on the other hand, Allison isn't capable of acting as a witness, is she?
It's beyond me how Maria could do all that just to get Clint for herself, knowing how much he loves Vicky and how much Vicky loves him. Ted, I'm sorry.
That's all right, sweetheart. It's okay. I fell into the same trap Maria did. The only difference was I somehow knew it was wrong. Maria was obsessed with the love that she found when she was 16 years old. And she's still hanging on to it. There's just something sad about that, isn't it?
Yes, but it was ridiculous of her to get involved in such subterfuge just to try and get Clint for herself. Then again, until you met Vicky, you couldn't forget Mom for almost 20 years, could you?
That's right, honey.
And even though it didn't work out with Vicky, at least you know you can love another woman. Maybe you'll be more open to others now.
You're trying to marry me off.
No,
Yes,
I'm
you are. You're
not.
trying to get me out of here. You won't get rid of me.
I am not. I love you too much.
I love you.
And besides, we're a team, aren't we?
You bet we are. I'm getting anxious. I want to get up there and tell Clint and Vicky about Maria.
And erase all Clint's doubts.
Right.
You know, it'll bring the two of them closer in the long run.
Yep. My. Sweetheart, you are truly grown up when you can realize that. Honey, it's the way it should be.
Max, I'm not frantic. I just want the money you owe me.
If I can give you part of it.
No. No. I need it all.
Well, I can't give it all to you. Not until I sell the ranch. I just put it up on the market. Look, don't worry about it. It's going to go real fast. It's a prime piece of property. Hey. What is due in the meantime?
Oh, yeah, this'll help, thanks.
Where do you want me to mail the rest?
Max, what makes you think that I'm leaving town?
You're in a panic, Maria. I can see it all over you. Now, come on, tell old Max what's wrong. Maybe I can help.
Why would you want to help?
You helped me, didn't you? I'd like to return the favor. Hey, you really had nothing to do with Tina's death, so I don't hate you or anything for that. tell you one thing I learned. Whatever it is that you're afraid of, running away isn't going to solve it.
No, but I could put it off.
And then what? Wait around until it comes back and bites you in the neck? Well, this is really bad, isn't it?
Yes, and it's all my fault. Oh, Max, I've dug myself such a hole, and everybody's going to want to bury me in it.
There's got to be something you can do, isn't there?
Abuela! Oh. Look at you, so full with my grandchild. Oh, my great-grandchild.
You're very active, grandchild. Come in. I can't believe you're here. It's such a long journey for you.
Oh, I hired a driver, and he will wait until I convince you to come back to Buenos Aires with me.
Please don't start that. Otherwise, it'll be a very short visit.
Gabrielle, you cannot stay here in this jungle and have a baby. Anything can happen to either one of you. Please, I insist you return and you have a baby in the hospital.
No, I'm not going to do that.
And I can already tell you who the members of the committee are that will hate that report, but I did base it on my own personal experiences in prison.
Which is exactly why your opinion is so invaluable to the subject. Do you want to stay here, or would you like to maybe go to Barry's and have dinner?
How about that?
Barry's would be fine. Look, before we go, I don't mean to pry, but what happened? I mean, between you and John.
Very simple. It's over.
You're kidding. Oh, come on. I always thought it was a mismatch, but I thought it also was, going along surprisingly well.
It was, up to a point, but not beyond.
Well, having known John over the years, let me guess, you wanted more of a commitment than he was ready to give you.
Trying to tie John down is a fantasy, a daydream.
Mm-hmm. I hope there wasn't another woman involved.
Are you implying that John always starts a new relationship before he ends the old one?
No, I'm not implying that. I can't say that's true, but I can see the hurt in you.
No, you can't. I'm covering it up too well.
You're trying very hard. It's a valiant effort, but one look in those big brown eyes belies that.
I should have worn sunglasses. John was just a distraction, a passing affair. It's over now because of, incompatibility. Do you mind if we change the subject on the way out?
Not a bit. My car's right outside.
Oh, so it's mine.
Well, then I suggest we drive or send yours home, and we'll go to Barry's together.
Good idea.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Come on, Cassie. You can't live on tea alone. Why don't you eat something?
I can't keep any food down. John, I think I'm going to make reservations to go to Vienna and leave tomorrow if I can.
Oh, Cassie, come on.
John, I have no other choice. I should have done this a few days ago when I first thought of it. Nobody else in Landview wants to see me. I don't have any other choice, do I? Well,
where you live is none of my business.
oh, you are so infuriating.
What do you want me to say? Please don't go?
Yes, if that's what you feel. If not...
All right, look, my opinion is I don't think you should run away. First of all, it'll just make all of Dorian's scenarios, it'll confirm them. And second of all, it won't give you two a chance to work things out.
And any third reason? Something a little more personal?
Didn't we agree no more than an hour ago not to see each other, even if we wanted to?
Yes. But we can't go on feeling guilty forever.
Right. So just go about your life in Landview and let the future bring whatever.
John, that's easy for you to say. You've got a job. You don't have to worry about being ostracized by your own family.
Cassie, you'll find a job, and until Dorian comes around, you have lots of friends.
And boyfriends?
Yeah, I guess.
Madam. Oh, thank you, Harris. Oh, lovely cup of tea. Thanks.
Excuse me, Kevin has something special going on. Paul?
Well, what's going on?
I don't know, but I really should get back to the hospital.
Oh, Larry. How can I ever thank you? Not just for taking care of me in the hospital, but for all your love and all your caring.
Hey, you call me if there's any problem physically or emotionally.
Larry,
What is it?
look, it's Clint. He's so withdrawn. I mean, it's not as if I don't understand it. I do. And he's trying, but it seems so hard for him.
Well, honey, I think he just needs to know that he can trust what he sees in you.
I mean, I have the feeling that he would sweep me up in his arms and let all the doubts go if only he could allow himself to.
Well, I'm sure. You know what I think? I think it's subconscious. I think that it's like a buzzer that goes off that it warns him. It says, you know, don't be a fool. Take it easy.
So I should be patient.
Yeah. Don't push things.
Okay. Thank you. I'll let you go now. I'll even walk you to the door for
All
the
right.
exercise.
You remember, you just listen to your body. If you feel tired, you just stop and rest.
I promise, sir. I promise.
All right.
But she's a jolly good mommy, but she's a jolly good mommy, but she's a jolly good mommy that nobody can deny, that nobody... Oh, that's enough.
Oh, is this wonderful?
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh,
I'll
take your little...
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. Oh, what? Did you make that cake? Oh, boy, this is wonderful. I expect you'd like a piece, would you?
Yes.
Well, let's get a knife. Would you like a piece of cake? Oh, my baby.
What you doing, Mr. Marita?
Morning ritual. First I stand on my head to clear the mind. Then I drink New Tang. The all-natural flavor of orange refreshes the body.
You're continuing with the same patterns in Landview.
Kate, Judith, your daughter, is giving me grief simply because I accepted a dinner invitation.
Oh, you know, Kate, she's always very serious about her work and her first dates.
Maybe that's why I never had many first dates. They always seemed kind of pointless.
Ooh, until Cordero Roberts rode up on his white horse.
Actually, I met him in the Vernon Inn lobby.
Ooh, well, maybe I'll have some of your luck. That's where I'm staying.
Hey, I understand you're working for a consulting management firm.
Yeah, that's right. It seemed a natural progression from working on Wall Street to joining Dyna Women.
So, obviously, all of the consultants are women?
Yes. Lee Halpern, my boss, has a reputation for high-tech expertise in office efficiency, computerization, whatever.
So your company must have the cream of the crop in women executives?
Yeah. Lee has very high standards. I'm grateful she asked me to join.
Grateful?
Well, she had so many highly qualified applicants to choose from. Will you stop with this modesty? I'm sure you were one of the best. Oh, no, Kate. There are a lot of terrific women out there. I just hope I can return Lee's faith in me.
You know something? I could use some management advice from someone who's had paralegal experience.
Oh, sure. I'll check through the files. Of course, I could really score brownie points if I could sign up Sanders Chemical with Dyna Women, huh?
Well, then you'd have to deal with Elizabeth.
Thanks, but no thanks. Anyway, I promised myself I wasn't even going to think about business while I was here.
They're getting married already?
Yeah, honey, the thing is that, well, Cord and Kate love each other. And they're going to get married whether they wait a week or 6 months or a year.
Well, I mean, I know that Cord stopped loving Tina a good while before she died. I guess it doesn't make sense for him to be grieving and mourning over her at all, so it is an artificial period of waiting. Well, Asa, what about you and Pamela?
Vicky, this is a day of celebration, not a day for depressing subjects.
Oh, can't get her back from Pete O'Neill, can you?
No, my competition now seems to be a hotel and renovation. As far as O'Neill's concerned, he's very busy.
Oh?
It's a new police commissioner.
I beg your pardon?
That's right. Another brilliant move by our mayor. But from the grapevine, I hear that Pam and Pete are not burning up the sheets every night.
Aw.
Excuse me, Mrs. Buchanan, I wonder if I might have a word with you.
Oh, yes.
Oh, if it's a household thing, I'll handle it.
No, it's all right, darling. Makes me feel like I'm really home again. Thank you. Don't worry about me. I'm fine. Excuse me. Yes, Harry. Tom. Oh, how sweet. Thank you.
There's nothing. I got it there. You look wonderful. How you feeling?
I'm so happy to be home.
I'm sorry to interrupt your homecoming party, but I have something very important I'd like to discuss with you and Clint.
Yes, of course. What is it?
Well, let's say I've been looking into Maria's contribution to your unhappiness.
Did you find out anything?
Yes, I certainly did. And what you and Clint do about it, of course, is up to you.
I see. Look, we can't talk out here and...
Oh, would you like me to come back later?
No, I don't. This is very important. This is something that has been bothering me for months, and I'd like to get it settled. Would you wait for me just a moment, please?
Certainly.
Clint? Tom is here.
What the heck does he want?
He wants to talk to me about something, apparently something very important, having to do with something I discovered just before I lost my memory. Now, I know he wouldn't have interrupted if it weren't very urgent.
And you want to talk to him?
I mean, now, in the middle of your homecoming?
Asa, please, there's no reason to get upset with Tom, all right? Yes, I would like to talk to him because I think this could solve a lot of problems and it could fill in a lot of the blanks that are still there. But, Clint, if you don't want me to, I won't. Because for the rest of my life, nothing will be more important to me than our being together.
You can't tell me what it's about?
I don't know what it's about. I tell you everything as soon as I've spoken to Tom.
Fine.
Thank you. I won't be long. I love you. Tom, would you mind very much if we went to your house and spoke there? I think it would be rather awkward here with Asa.
Oh, I understand.
Thank you.
Just like that, you let her walk out?
What am I going to do? Throw a tantrum? Start an argument?
I've been watching you, Clint. You still have a lot of doubts about Vicky.
Not about Vicky with Tom. I'll just wait and see what happens before I start blowing gaskets.
I have seen today that looks like the panic-stricken. Now, I hope this isn't a problem with our partnership.
Well, no, actually, it's good news for us. But it's bad news for, for some...
Well, come on, spit it out. Old Max has been understanding so far, hasn't he?
Yeah, but that was until you found out that I signed the sketches that you gave me and pretended that they were mine.
You what?
Yeah, I figured there was a limit to your understanding.
Delilah, that's theft. It's stealing. It's downright despicable.
You gave me permission to use them.
Assuming you'd give Gabrielle credit.
Well, I can't without blowing my deal with Lonigan. So the buyer wants full production now. She happened to see Gabrielle's sketches, flipped over them, assumed that they were mine, and insisted on using them, having them now. What are you thinking?
Bad news, Delilah. I met you were going belly up at a roulette table in Atlantic City. Buyer takes out your product in your factory, and now you steal a friend's sketches for profit.
Yeah, I guess I don't sound too good, do I?
Mm-mm.
You're right. I will call up Lonigan, forget the whole thing, start from scratch. What?
No way. You're just on the verge of the big profits, which I have a share of.
Max, you're contradicting yourself.
So what? I can see both sides of the issue. Look, I'll tell you what we do. If Gabrielle's sketches make us a ton of money, later on down the line, we'll see that she gets a profit from it.
Maybe we should get in touch with her now. Work something out.
I haven't got the slightest idea where she is. You ever get the feeling life is like one giant roulette wheel in the sky lately? Oh, listen. Here, we're going to have to continue this later. I have a date coming by. Oh, I just hope she's a nice, sweet, young thing who's only interested in my body. Yeah.
But how do you know that this midwife knows what she's doing? What about if there are complications?
I've been to a doctor, and he thinks that there's absolutely nothing abnormal about my pregnancy, and there's no reason to fear complications.
What do you know?
Look, my mind has been made up for quite some time, Abuela.
You have many cousins in Sao Paulo. You can live with them and pretend that your husband is away on a trip.
No, I'm not going to shame anyone else in this family. Look, I do have a plan, but I can't tell you what it is right now. You must trust me.
Cassie, Vienna isn't the answer. You know that.
I'm afraid I don't.
Just wait a little while, then talk to your mother. She'll come around eventually, because in her heart she wants to.
What she wants, John, is to get you back. My mother's in love with you.
We knew that all along. And that didn't keep either one of us from being attracted to each other, did it?
She hates me. She deserves to hate both of us.
Just take it easy. Don't go getting upset again.
I'm sorry. It's a momentary lapse. I need to be constructive. I've got to find a place to live, get a job.
Then you're not going to Vienna?
Not right now. I'll wait a few weeks. Whatever.
I think that's smart. It's a sensible thing to do. You know what? I hope we can at least be friends. I know it'll be tough, but...
Yeah.
Mary Lynn, sweetheart.
Oh, gosh, you look wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
Thank you. How are you?
Oh, fine. Well, since Rick and I have been seeing a lot more of each other, the sun seems brighter and the sky seems bluer.
I bet it does. That's wonderful.
Well, I know you and Dad have things to discuss, and I'm going out for a while, so I'll see you later.
Thank you.
And it's wonderful to see you.
Thank you, sweetheart. You too.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Dad.
Sit down, Becky, please.
Tom, I don't really want to stay away too long, so whatever it is about Maria, I am prepared.
Good. Vicky, I have absolute proof that Maria was Allison's accomplice in returning Jessica to the house. Also, Maria put the suitcase in the trunk of your car to make it look as if Nicky Smith was doing it.
My God.
The proof has been living in Landfair all along. About 7 years old, light brown hair, yay high.
Joey?
Mm-hmm. The night of the hospital fair, Joey was taking some toys out to your car. He saw Maria put the suitcase in the trunk. Of course, it didn't mean anything to Joey at the time.
How did you find this out?
Oh, dumb luck. I thought about the suitcase, so I checked with Heron. Asked him where it was. He brought it to me. I was in the library with Mary Lynn, looking through. I thought I might find some clues in it. All of a sudden, Joey came running in. He recognized the suitcase, et cetera, et cetera. Well, there is something else, too. The nurses that have been taking care of Allison have been recording things that she has mumbled in her coma. She kept repeating, she made me do it, she made me do it. She did.
Wait a minute. Maria was trying to buy Allison's silence. I found her in Allison's room the night that Allison was hit by the car. She had a suitcase with her that was full of money. She obviously returned to get it.
It's coming back now, huh?
Yes.
Good.
Very clear. Maria said to me that it was my word against hers. And since my word didn't mean a hell of a lot just then, I called you and asked you to meet me at the mountain cabin.
But before you could tell me, you lost your memory, right? That's...
Oh, my God. Oh, my God, vindication. Finally. Finally, the proof that Nicky never came back.
Okay, Vicky, now, from a legal standpoint, whatever you do about this, of course, is up to you and Clint. All right?
Oh, Tom, how can I ever thank you?
Well, yeah. You look wonderful. You're reunited with your family. And the facts are going to be proven here. That's thanks enough for me.
You are not Joe Riley, but you are very definitely from the same mold. And I love you very dearly. As a brother-in-law. And as a friend. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Best to Clint.
Max?
Hello, lovely date.
Oh, I'm afraid not. I'm on my way to the airport.
I scared you away before we even had dinner together?
Well, unfortunately, my boss called and wants me to return today to do some work tonight. So, I'll be back
It's an awful lot of trouble to go to just because Cord and Kate don't like me. They did badmouth me, didn't they?
Well, not exactly.
Uh-huh.
Well, Kate did say something about you living on the edge and maybe trouble.
At least I'm not boring.
You know, I think I have time for one drink before I have to leave for the airport.
Great. Well, let's grab a table. You know, this doesn't give me much time to clear up this wrong impression you have of me or to find out something about you. But tell you what, maybe we can do this in shorthand. Tell me all about yourself. Oh, and skip the formative years. Let's get into what you do from 9 to 5.
Well, I make a lot of money. A lot.
If I mention how attractive I find you... Waiter. I'm going to line him up. I'm going to get you drunk so you miss that plane.
Are we going to say hello?
No, we are not.
Are we staying?
Yes, we are.
I'll get that.
All the gin joints and all the towns and all the world, she walks into mine.
You want to repeat that?
Oh, the Casablanca. About another triangle, only the future of the world was at stake.
Yeah, well, so much for convincing Mom we aren't having an affair.
No, Dorian, I'm not going to allow you just to ignore this. This involves more than John. This is also your daughter.
I no longer have a daughter, as you no longer have a son. So, tell me what's happening with you, Charles. Have you gotten over Judith?
Why are you holding my hand?
Why not?
Dorian, we're in a restaurant, not on stage, and I don't know what role you've cast me in, but I don't know the lines. And unless you fill me in on the whole drama, this leading man is going to walk right out before the curtain. They're gone.
Yes. Out of my life forever. I'm sorry. Really, I am. I know I can't be any fun tonight. But it's not every day you find out that your daughter and your lover are carrying on an affair.
How did it happen, you know? How did it start?
Chemistry, they say. What rot. At least they both admit that they made a mistake. They let it get control of them.
Well, I can understand it somewhat with John, but with Cassie...
She feels like a great big grown-up woman now. She's stolen her mother's lover.
Well, when I looked at them as they were leaving, they looked very guilty, both of them.
I'll tell you, there isn't enough guilt in this whole world for them to drown in. Why did they bother saving me from Diane when they were planning to kill me themselves?
Can I get you something from the bar, or would you like to order dinner?
I'm not sure that the lady still wants to have dinner, Dorian. Give us a minute, would you please?
Yes, sir.
What do you think?
I want to go home.
Okay. You'll survive. You're a fighter and you're a winner.
I have never had to fight this kind of betrayal.
No me asustes, Gabriel. What kind of plan for you, for your baby, that I cannot know about?
It's just best if you don't know right now. It's nothing criminal and it won't make matters any worse. It'll actually solve all of this.
You have arranged to have the baby adopted.
Oh, please, no more questions. I'm very tired now and I need to lie down.
You are trying to get rid of me.
Yes. As much as I love you, Abuela, you're not helping me, even though you believe you are. I promise, when all this is over, and I'm fine, I'll tell you everything.
You have left nothing for me to do but pray that you are as wise as you think you are.
Karen, where's Mr. Buchanan, please?
Oh, he's outside, madam. He's playing ball with Kevin and Joey.
Would you mind terribly asking him to come in? I need to speak with him. Oh, alone, not with the children.
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Well, Vicky, what are you doing up and out of bed?
What are you doing at my door?
Well, I came to bring you a welcome home present.
Did you? How very nice. What's in here? Costume jewelry? A red wig, maybe?
I really came to talk to you, Vicky.
Uh-huh. More lies, tales, claims of false friendship?
No. The truth. I came to tell you the truth.
You better come in.
Well, how are you, Vicky?
Let's skip the niceties, shall we?
All right, fine. Well, here it is.
Oh, just a minute. Clint is on his way in, and I would very much like him to hear this from your lips, so that you can't change anything later.
Vicky, please, no one. I'll make a focus.
Oh, Maria. What's going on?
Maria has a few things to confess to, my darling.
Confess?
Come on, Maria. Speak up. If you don't tell Clint, then I will tell him everything that I've just been told and what I now very clearly remember.
Mom, I didn't expect you to be here. You and Charles hadn't even ordered when we left.
I wasn't hungry.
Well, I suppose should have waited till tomorrow to pack my things, but I figured why waste time?
You certainly didn't waste any time going public with your new affair.
Going public?
You and John holding hands in Barry's for all the world to see, gossip about.
Mom!
Why don't you just pack your things and get out of here? I'm sure that John is dying for you to move into the loft with him.
You mean it? You're finished? You're all mine for a while now?
I am yours forever.
All right. Well, let's get the hell out of Dodge before somebody...
Hello, Corey.
Hi, Mrs. Sanders. Hi, Payson. How you doing?
Let's sit on the sofa, shall we?
Grams, what is all this?
Samples of wedding invitations, at-home cards, and personal stationery.
Oh.
Now, we have silver and china brochures and a guest list that must be completed this evening. And there is, let's see, the cake, and, I have made a schedule for the bride and one for the bridegroom. Oh, my dear. We have so many things to resolve and very little time in which to resolve them.
Yeah, well, Kate and I need to resolve a few things ourselves, and in fact, we saved all day tomorrow so we could take care of just these things. So if you'll excuse us. Kate?
Don't you dare walk out that door.
For heaven's sakes, Grams, what's the matter with you?
If Cord intends to become a member of this family, there's something he'd better get straight right now.
Do you know about this confession that Maria wants to make?
Yes, I do. I just found out about it. And as a result, I have remembered it all. So I would suggest you tell Clint everything.
I'm listening.
Times do I have to tell you, John and I are not having an affair.
That's a lie!
You're jumping to crazy conclusions about this. I should have just kept my mouth shut about the whole thing and let it just have blown over.
Oh, yes, then John would have gotten bored with you and moved on to somebody else.
He's not bored with you, Mom.
Oh, what were you? Just some fling he had to have while I was away in Washington?
I already told you nothing went on while you were in Washington. He's not even interested in me. I'm his employee, nothing more.
Does he always hold hands with his secretaries in public, gazing lovingly into their eyes?
We weren't doing that. We were having a friendly dinner. And if you could have put your foolish pride aside for 1 minute, you could have saved yourself a lot of embarrassment tonight.
I don't recall being embarrassed.
I'm sure everybody in Barry's knew why you were fawning all over Charles.
I wasn't fawning over anybody.
Oh, Mom, you were trying to make John jealous by...
Oh, now who's jumping to conclusions?
Great. Don't speak to me. Kick me out of the house. Instead of being adult and rational about this.
If you came to me for sympathy, spare the tears, darling. I'm the wrong person.
I did not try to steal John from you. I couldn't control my feelings for him. It just happened. I did not mean to hurt you.
It's a little late to be concerned about my feelings now.
Mom, please. Will you please try to believe me? I want to put all this hurt and anger aside.
Of course you do. That way you and John won't have to feel guilty about me.
No, it's because I love you. And I don't want to lose you. I quit my job. John and I decided that we should keep distance between us. Will you please go talk to him? I just really want you to understand.
I have said everything I'm going to say to John, and I'm really sorry that you quit your job. I think the two of you deserve each other. As for me, my life is going to be terribly busy from now on, and I wouldn't have had time for John anyway. I wish you happiness.
Vicky, I came here to set things straight with you. I promised myself that when you got out of the hospital, I would tell you the whole story.
Yeah, I don't think you would have bothered if I hadn't regained my memory or if Tom hadn't discovered the truth.
Tom? What's Tom got to do with this?
Tom knows everything. That's what he wanted to tell me just now. And I was on my way to tell you, and then Maria came in, so I'll let her tell you instead.
Vicky, can't we keep this between us, please?
No! That is no more possible.
But you always have been a very compassionate woman.
Yes, well, there are some people in this world who deserve compassion. You are not one of them. There is no way on this earth that I would keep silent about this.
But this really doesn't concern Clint.
Wait a minute. What do you mean it doesn't concern me? I have the very distinct impression that it does concern me. Now, what the hell is going on?
Clint, everything she did was because of you, and I really do think it's time you learned it. So if you don't tell him, I will.
Clint, I don't want you to hate me. All I ever wanted was your love. I was so desperate that I never realized what terrible pain I might cause.
You saw the pain, Maria. You saw the hell you put us through. God, you must have been overjoyed when you realized that your plan was working.
No, that isn't true, Vicky. The truth is that I just couldn't help myself. You see, after I planted that red wig...
What red wig? Nicky Smith's red wig?
Yes. Maria is the person who put the wig in the trunk of my car.
Wait a minute. You mean you helped Allison Perkins kidnap our daughter, and then you made it look like Nicky Smith had done it? Is that what this confession is all about?
No, Clint. Mitch Lawrence programmed Allison before he was killed. He programmed her to hurt you.
Did he program you too?
I knew nothing about the kidnapping, I swear to you. I knew nothing until after Allison had taken Jessica. Well, when I discovered that it was her, I just tried to help her.
Help her? Why didn't you help Jessica? Why didn't you help us?
Well, Allison was so overwrought. I was just so afraid that she would take Jessica out of town.
Overwrought? Why didn't you tell the police?
Because I was afraid that Mitch may have programmed her to hurt the baby if the police were involved. Clint, you can't imagine what an awful state that poor girl was in.
That poor girl? To hell with that poor girl. She's a kidnapper. She kidnapped our baby. Why didn't you tell us?
I thought I could get Jessica back here. That's all I was concerned about.
You had a great deal more on your mind than that, Maria.
No, I mean, there was no time to think. It all happened so fast.
Funny, you had plenty of time to come up with a plan to blame me for everything, and it was your idea to bring Jessica back at night to make it look like Nicky Smith had come back.
Well, it just seemed safer to get her back after dark.
Then why on earth did you call me on the telephone and ask me to go to a deserted parking lot and wait for my baby? Or maybe it wasn't you. Maybe it was Allison who phoned, doing exactly what you told her to. The point is, Maria, you knew perfectly well I would never be able to account for my time, and that everyone, including me, would believe that Nicky had come back.
And then to make sure that there were absolutely no more doubts, you went ahead and put the wig and the dress in the trunk of my car. It was the perfect opportunity for you to destroy our marriage. And when I think of it, she almost succeeded in destroying both of us.
No, I never wanted to destroy you.
What in heaven's name did you think was going to happen to me when I thought that Nicky Smith had come back? Of course you wanted to drive me insane. You wanted me to go spend the rest of my days in a sanitarium so that you could steal my husband and my children.
I swear to you, that is not what I wanted. I just thought that if Clint didn't have enough faith to believe that you were telling the truth, well, then your marriage wasn't worth saving anyway.
Maria, you set the whole thing up so that there was no way that he could possibly believe me, didn't you? Once we began to have problems, you did everything in your power to make everything worse, including lying on the witness stand at the custody hearing. Of course you wanted to destroy me, and if my children were going to be hurt in the process, that didn't matter to you. Nothing else mattered to you.
You were in love with Tom. I thought you'd be happy with him, and I knew that I could make Clint happy, and I just thought that it would all work out for all of us.
Clint and I were perfectly happy before our baby was kidnapped. And you couldn't stand it, could you? You didn't just take advantage of the fallout from the kidnapping. You caused it all. You are the most vicious, most selfish, most monstrous creature I've ever had to...
Hold it. Would you mind leaving us alone? I'd like some time with Maria.
Kay's grandfather served 2 presidents. He controlled one of the largest chemical firms in the world and was active in community and world affairs with friends around the globe. And I am happy to say that Charles is following in his footsteps.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Kate has told me a lot about the family.
Well, then you must be aware that this wedding will be a major event. Everyone of importance in Landview, including friends from Washington and New York and all around the world, for that matter, will attend.
And Cord's friends and family from El Paso, if they can make it east for the wedding.
El Paso. Oh, yes, of course. Well, but my point is, Cord, if you are going to become a member of this family, then you must have a responsibility to it. In other words, you can't just go running around having fun.
Graham, you do not need to give Cord a lecture on family duty.
No, that's all right, honey. Ma'am, I understand perfectly about my responsibilities, and I have to tell you, you don't have to worry about me. See, I know how important an event this wedding is going to be to everybody, and I intend to do everything I can to make sure it goes off without a hitch.
Well, I'm very happy to hear that.
Good. I'd like to tell you about something, if I may. You see, when Kate marries me, she's marrying a tried and true Texan, and we also have a few traditions of our own. In fact, that's where we were going when you walked in.
To Texas?
No, it would be perfect if we could go to Texas, but since we can't, I'm going to have to make do right here in Landview. You see, ma'am, tonight is the first night of the quarter moon. Now, that's a very critical time to all the men in the Roberts family. You see, way back once upon a time, all the Roberts men get engaged around this time because my granddaddy Roberts explained to me once that the Cherokee Indians saved this special tradition for the Roberts men, and he explained it only to the trusted friends of the Indians. So that's where we were headed tonight, and I think you'll understand the importance of having to deal with that tonight. So if you'll excuse us, we'll talk to you real soon.
This is my scarf. I know. What are you doing with it? I've been looking for it for months. It's one of my favorites. It doesn't really matter. I want to know why you have this.
Okay, I took it with me to Europe.
Without asking me.
Mom, you were in prison. I really didn't think you'd mind.
So you just went through my closet and took whatever you wanted, hmm?
You talked me into going to Europe when I didn't want to leave you alone. I thought maybe if I took that scarf with me, it might help to make things a little better. I might feel close to you. I thought maybe that scarf might make everything okay. I know, pretty ridiculous, isn't it?
It worked for a little while, anyway.
Mom, we got through that ordeal. Don't you think we can get through this?
You betrayed me. How can I forgive you for that?
You're so hurt right now you can't. But if you would just believe what I am trying to tell you. I guess I'll finish packing and get a room at the Vernon Inn.
Take the scarf. I don't want it.